Hi again, this is Ted Peters, and our topic, the big topic, the comprehensive topic is sin. And we're breaking this topic down into 7 parts. Christians just have a bunch of favorite numbers 3, 7, 10, 12. So it's got to be one of those, and I think 7 is a good one. We're going to call it 7 steps from innocence to radical evil. The first is anxiety, the second unfaith, the third pride, the fourth concupiscence, number 5 is self-justification and scapegoating, number 6 is cruelty, number 7, blasphemy. Blasphemy is doing evil in the name of evil, and garden variety sin is usually evil action in the name of the good. What will occupy us for the next couple of minutes is going to be number 2, unfaith. Now you might say that's kind of a stupid word. Well, it does depend on the word faith. So what is faith? Well, if you're a Christian, faith has 3 different dimensions. There's only one faith to be sure, but it has 3 different characteristics or traits. The first is belief. Faith is a form of belief. We assert that certain things are true with our minds. Christians in most places in the world will affirm as true the beliefs enunciated in the Apostles' Creed or the Nicene Creed. That's faith understood as belief. The second dimension of faith is much more personal, much more existential. It's faith understood as trusting God. And if you and I trust God, that will prevent us actually from doing harm, prevent us from sinning. The third dimension of faith is rarely talked about, but it's perhaps the most important, and that is, in faith, the Holy Spirit places the living Christ in your and my life, in my heart, Jesus in my heart, so to speak. And this is real. It's not fake or poetic. It's real, and perhaps the word mystical is going to have to be used here. And the very love of God through Jesus Christ enters into, motivates, and expresses itself in your and my daily life. Now, of these 3 different dimensions, it's number 2, faith understood as trust, that Jesus has in mind when he tells us, don't be anxious. Look at the birds of the air and the flowers in the field, how beautiful they are, and God finds you and me more precious. That is to say, God is trustworthy. And if you and I trust God, then anxiety won't get a grip on us. Now, I have benefited quite a bit in thinking about sin understood as estrangement or alienation from God or from one another, or alienation even from our true self. I've benefited a lot by the work of the theologian Paul Tillich. This is volume 2 of his Systematic Theology, and he speaks to this issue, and he says something kind of interesting, if not confusing. He said, if there were a word such as unfaith, it should be used instead of the word unbelief. So for Tillich, what we're talking about is unbelief, but he's sort of a coward, isn't he? He's sort of a chicken. He should have said unfaith. So we're going to go ahead and use the word unfaith. And on the next page, page 48, he says unfaith is ultimately identical with unlove. Love is the opposite of sin. So those of us who like Psalm 23. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because God's rod and staff comfort me. God is asking us to trust God. If we trust God, then anxiety doesn't get a grip on us. If we are anxious over time and space, and God is eternal, then we don't have to be anxious. We can thank God for faith.